Alright guys, welcome back to Tech Tinks. This video is going into the CEH version 11 playlist because we are going to be covering web application attacks, specifically cross-site scripting, and we're going to do an example of session hijacking. Okay, this video is triggered, I guess we'll say, because of a conversation I recently had with a coworker, not quite understanding how dangerous a cross-site scripting can be. Sorry, a cross-site scripting attack can be. More likely than not, if you're watching this, you have some exposure to hacking. You probably come across cross-site scripting before, and you've probably seen the alert XSS, right, for cross-site scripting. Yes, you can do annoying things like that, but my favorite thing to do with it personally is to steal session cookies and basically see if there's any protection against session hijacking. Okay, that's my thing to do because it works quite a bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so real quick, I do want to show you what our lab setup is for this. We are not going to be using Hack the Box. We are going to be using a lab that I've used before, actually. So obviously we have our Kali system right in front of you. We are also going to be running the Ubuntu system that uses the DVWA app. Okay. On the command line right here, I do have the passwords printed out for the default users of DVWA. And this is just going to make it easier. I can sign in on my Kali system with one user, and then we're going to do a session hijacking against another user. So that's all that's for. So we're going to go ahead and get this started here. The first attack we're going to do is actually going to be one that you've seen before, which is the pop-up saying, cross-site scripting. But I'm hoping I can give at least a little bit of a better explanation than what you have received before as to why it actually works. So let's see, lab, DVWA.lab. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in as Smithy. Okay. And we are just never going to save because it's not needed. Okay. So, Smithy is a username. It's on low because it's all we really need. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do a reflected attack. That's the one we're going to start with. This is the one that it happens one time. Now, it has its uses other than to annoy people with a pop-up. You can actually use this one time to steal a session cookie, right? You send them the web page with the script involved, and you could basically just automatically send you the cookie right on over. I don't know if you guys heard, but I snapped because I talk with my hands apparently. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with this. Let me go ahead and dispel a belief here that new people tend to have. You do not have to have a text box to do a cross-site scripting attack. You just have to have a parameter that's, of course, vulnerable to it, naturally. Now, what makes something vulnerable? Not sanitizing the input. And I'm going to show you that here in a moment. But we're going to start here. So first thing to do is always, what does this do? Well, what's your name? Cypher. Oh, hello, Cypher. It just prints it right out. Okay. That's pretty darn basic, right? And it shows a couple things. One, it uses the URL to place the parameter, which you can see right here, right? Name, Cypher. And then obviously it prints it out here. So there's two ways we can do this. To demonstrate the whole thing of you don't have to use a text box, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this in the URL. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a URL encoder. This probably isn't needed in reality because it's on low setting, but I usually do this by default simply because typically they at least have that much sense to, like in the URL it's always encoded URL style, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So we're going to do alert, whoops, and then we're going to do hacked because cross-site scripting is just annoying, and then script. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy this just so I have it. Oh, no, I shouldn't have done that because I'm going to have to encode it anyway. All right, so anyway, there's that. So we're going to copy it. We're going to come here. We're going to replace this parameter with this. And then we're going to press enter. And hacked. Okay, this is a simple alert script. Now let me show you why it worked, or let me rephrase it. Let me show you what it did as far as for this, what's causing it to work. So we're going to go to the page source. Okay. Now hopefully, if you are looking at a video about web application hacking, you are familiar with web applications and their development, specifically HTML, JavaScript concept, right? You don't necessarily have to be a web developer. You just have to understand that it uses tags, it opens the tags, closes the tags, so on and so forth, okay? As long as you understand that, we're going to be good. All right, you're going to understand exactly what happened here. Okay, if you are not familiar with that, I highly recommend, going through W3 schools or something like that. I like that website because it's free and gives pretty good examples. But go through that and it'll just give you, a quick little 1-2 on what you need to know. Right here in the source code, we have a tag here, and if I remember correctly, that one is basically follow this exact structure, right? So if you just put in the P tag, it's just going to print it off all the way across. You can press enter, go to a new line all you want, and it's still going to just print it off as it's one line. Whereas pre will follow whatever structure you set up, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on it. I am not a web developer. Anyway, and then all of a sudden it opens up another tag. Now you absolutely can run tags inside of tags. You can see it right here, right? A list, we got a class name, and inside of that class name we are putting a link, which is what href is. We are putting that here, so we do have tags inside of tags, okay? That is absolutely acceptable, and that's what happened here. Because they are not sanitizing the input, the web application interpreted this literally, okay? Not as their name involves a less than symbol, the word script, a greater than symbol, so on and so forth. It is, I'm executing this. Okay, because there's no form of sanitation here. So that is what is happening here. That's what caused the script to execute. Now here's the thing. It's not persistent. So if I were to put my name as Cypher, no pop-up, right? So that's the thing with the reflected one. Now again, reflected, you can send somebody a URL where it's, let's see. Copy. See if we can paste that at the beginning. There we go. You can send somebody this URL, and you can alter what the URL looks like. There's various ways to do that, depending on what software you're using, operating system, so on and so forth. But there are ways to do this where you can alter how this looks, and you could just have it be, you can have an email set up where it's like, hey, there's been a concern with your account. Please click this link to go to wellsfargo.com, or whatever. And that link will say wellsfargo.com, but this is the actual link that it's using. Just obviously switch everything, or whatever bank, whatever your target's website is that you're trying to, test here or compromise, whatever. By hiding what the link is, most people do not take the time to hover over a link and read the section on the bottom left, or whatever other resource available, to say, oh, hey, this isn't going where it's saying it's going to go, or there's something really odd about that. So they'll click this link, and then when they click this link, I'm going to laugh if it doesn't work. It's going to make me like re-sign in or something. All of a sudden, it worked. Now again, change the script, get the cookie, you got it, okay? And maybe we'll come back and I'll show you this here in a moment, but for now, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but what I am going to show you is just what I mean by sanitizing input. Okay, we're going to just bump it to medium, because it's really easy to bypass medium as well, and I wanted to show you this because it's actually very entertaining. There it is, reflected. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and I don't want to keep retyping everything, so we're going to just remove that for now. We're going to decode it. Oh, look at that, it works. All right, then we're going to paste it. Okay, now we're going to submit. Hello, alert hacked. Well, what did it just do here? Obviously, it is looking for certain things, and it's simply removing it, right? Now, I'm going to assume what it's looking for is this. So if I were to submit this, nothing worked. Okay. So what if I were to do that? Something worked here because look, the rest of this didn't work. So let's try doing this script, and then we'll go back to alert. Haha, because we bypassed it. And then we'll do, because it did block the other one also, so we're going to just do it on both sides here like this. Submit, and all of a sudden we work again. Let's look at why. Okay. String replace, and we're looking for that literally. Okay. So that is a problem, right? And this is a type of input sanitation. But the problem is it's not enough, right? If you go to impossible, I mean, there's a whole lot going on here. I mean, look at the size of this code versus, we don't need all that. Okay, versus, what's going on over here. This is checking for special characters. Get, name. I mean, look at everything going on here. I mean, we're even talking session tokens and everything else. So it's a big deal. Whereas right here, we'll look for script. And then this one, replace, and then it's like, oh, we're going to start doing specific things because that's going to solve the problem. No, it is not. So we're not going to get into bypassing, each level. The idea is, there you go. Okay, this is input sanitation, and if you don't do enough, so if you do something this simple, it's easy to bypass by just capitalizing one of the letters. Okay, so that is reflected cross-site scripting. We're going to go ahead and go to stored, but before I do that, I'm actually going to switch this back to easy. Because, again, simplicity. This is a demonstration. So stored cross-site scripting. This one works very differently. When you store it, you are basically able to put it into the file itself, and it stays there. Okay? Now this could be that you put it into the database, and the database stores it, and then when the database loads it in, it executes every time. So every time somebody goes to a page, this will work. Okay. Now, obviously, you want to place this type of thing in a situation where multiple people are going to go to it, not just, your personal blog or something that only you will see, because stealing your own cookies is kind of irrelevant. Anyway, so we're going to do, we're going to skip the alert one. We're going to just jump straight into the cookie stealing. Okay, so pulling up the Ubuntu system, we are going to use this system to sign into a different account, specifically the admin one, and that is going to be our victim. Okay, so we're going to go to this one in just a moment. First, let's go ahead and set up what we're going to do here. Okay, so name hacker, because it can. And by the way, this is going to be fun because you're going to see another type of web application attack here in just a moment. So it's going to start off with script, and then we're going to do document dot write. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, I'm going to do image source, and I'll explain this in a moment. It doesn't have to be this way, but this is. I'll explain why it's this way in a moment. HTTPS, not S, I'm sorry. And then we're going to go ahead and, let's see, I can't remember what I set up for this lab. If config, there we go, that. Okay, boom. And then we're going to do port. Wait a minute. Why is it stopping? Okay. Fun opportunity to learn something here. This is called a this is a client-side validation or client-side security measure. What that means is it is being done in my browser. So my browser is doing this based on the code that is provided. Here's the problem. when you do something like that, where it's, oh, we want the clients to validate it, this has its advantages. I'm not saying don't do it ever. What I'm saying is you dang well better make sure that you also validate things on the server side, because this is extremely easy. Max length right here. I'm going to go ahead and increase that. Sorry, got a text. All right. So, max length. So we're going to just put it at 200 because that'll fit what we need. Okay, so before, if you recall, I couldn't go past the 5. All right. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead, just for validation's sake. All right, we're going to put that there. Okay, so you guys are going to hear me tapping on a key. Okay, it's not working. So, I know that's probably pretty stupid, but just to prove my point a little bit. Okay, 581, oh boy, 58.129, and then we're going to put this at port 8000. I'm feeling I fat keyed something. Nope. All right, so we're going to have it just go there. Anyway, so we're doing that. Oh, no, we don't need to keep this up anymore. Okay, and there's a few tricks with the bypassing client-side validation and all that I can show you guys later, but it's pretty fun. Actually, might be able to do it on this one real quick. So let's see, what am I doing here? Okay, so I got that, and then we're going to do. Let's say it goes. This one may not work on the first shot, and if it doesn't, forgive me. We will do it again. It's been a while. Oh my gosh. Document.cookie. Yeah, HTTP, got the IP address, port, cookie equals cookie. Yeah, we're good. We got this. Pretty confident about this, guys. And then we're going to, whoops, then we're going to do that, with that, and then script. Dagnabbit, that looks good to me. Alright, so then what we're going to do here is we're going to set up a listener. No, we're not. Well, we can, but we're going to do something else. We're going to just do Python 3 and http.server. Boom. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign it. Oh, look at that, it worked. But that's my cookie, so who cares? Alright. So, I love it when the script goes right the first time. Alright, let me go to this, and we're going to switch over to Ubuntu. Alright? That is the whole point here. So, we're going to sign in with the admin account. Admin. My super secret password, which is actually password, for the record. Alright. So, say you put that in like a blog post or something like that, right? So we're going to go to that blog, and we're going to go here. And then it's like, huh, well, something's not right here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just clear this out because something's wrong. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to blah, 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 do whatever it is. You know, we'll go to the reflected. Oh, who cares? All right, this guy's going to keep doing whatever he's doing. Doesn't matter anymore. But if we go back to our Kali system, we got ourselves a cookie, right? So you can see where it says cookie right here. Then, you know, the cookie equals ph blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So here's where things can get really fun. And I'll be honest with you, it's a hit or miss at times. There have been times this has not worked out for me on the first shot. So we're going to go ahead and add in, and it is called PHP SESSID. By the way, this is just cookie editor. It's Firefox add-on. You don't have to do it this way. You could actually just do it in the developer tools. That works as well. Okay, this one is the cookie we're looking for. Oh, I guess I should have copied that beforehand. Sorry. All right, let's restart. PHP SESSID. There we go. Paste it. PHP SESSID. Perfect. Now we don't need to do this part of it right here because it's the same. If we look at, you know, security, low. So we're good. Now, what should happen if the stars align is when I click home. Ah, we got kicked out. All right, that's fine. No problem. We got this. Do that. Do that. Then we're going to go ahead and add. So when this happens, there's a couple things that could be going on. One is you have there's a protection against it. Two is sometimes when you have web applications that want to be a pain in the butt, they, if your account, something in your account changes while you are signed in, it kicks you out. So when that happens, it's actually not that hard to switch it. So we just do this, okay? Added that, boom, added that one, and then we're going to go ahead and just do, we're going to remove the login, right? We don't want to go to the login page. We want to go to whatever page. So no password, no nothing, and now we are admin, okay? So we can now do whatever the admin can do, whatever this person would have access to, we now have access to, okay? And it was simply by stealing their cookie and then replacing our cookie with theirs. All right, so that is session hijacking based off of the stored cross-site scripting. Now, if you notice, this got removed. But if it stayed on, it would just keep snagging it every single time somebody gets onto the system. Okay? Now, this sort of thing is fantastic if they use like Remember Me. When I first signed in, it's like, hey, do you want us to remember the password? That's storing the password. But some sites will say, hey, keep me signed in. Remember me. Remember this browser. Now, the reason why that is good is because usually there's a lot of different ways to implement it, but typically it's a persistent cookie. And if they're using a persistent cookie, and you can get a hold of said persistent cookie, along with any other potential information they're using to validate it, you can just sign right in. Easy peasy. And it also means that when you send them the that one thing we were talking about, the reflected cross-site scripting, if you send them a link, that can come back to bite them in the butt as well, right? So let me go ahead and demonstrate that real quick, okay? This will be the last thing we do. And I'm really thinking I'm not going to do, that's okay, we'll just do it on this one anyway. So let's go ahead and do, we want to keep the script part. Let me pull this. No, I don't need to pull anything. Never mind. I don't need to get anything from Ubuntu. I don't know what I'm thinking here. All right, so we're going to do document.write. Now I feel a little more confident doing this because I just did it. So, got a little rusty. HTTP. Then we're going to go ahead and do the 192.168.58.129 and port 8000. And then we're going to have the cookie equal, and then we're going to just add this in here, document doc cookie plus, gotta remember to close everything off. Nope. Okay. Nope, I almost did alert. I almost did it again. All right. So that looks pretty good. I think we're gonna be all right with that. Okay. So we're going to take this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the reflected, because I want to make sure I have the right URL here. And then we're going to copy that, and then we're going to paste it. I have a feeling, perfect. Okay, so I send this link to somebody, okay, but the link says like, Chase Bank or, whatever, cutelittle.puppies.com, whatever you want to call it, all right? You change how that looks, and then you send them this link. Now there's like, all right, and then they have the Remember Me. So when they go to this site, it automatically remembers who they are, okay? We're going to just put this straight into the URL. And let's pop this up because we don't want to miss this. All right. I'm going to laugh if this ends up not working and I look like a total idiot. But I'm pretty confident it's going to work. You son of a crapper. Why didn't it work? No, I think I know what it is. Oh, let's back it up here. let's cover this a couple steps at a time, all right? Because I'm pretty sure this. I don't know why this wouldn't work. Oh, I know why it didn't work. I'm stupid. All right, name equals. Yep. Boom. Dang it. I was hoping to look awesome. All right, let's see what this is. Cipher. Document right name. Boom. All right, we'll just add in our own. Dang it, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Okay. This should work. Why is it not working? You piece of crap. Aha! But it didn't work. Why didn't it work? It's supposed to work. I'm telling you right now, it's supposed to work, guys. Let's see what happens when we do this. It could be that why isn't it working? Huh. That is. Oh. Hey guys, you know that moment where you realize you're an idiot? I just did that. If you've never done programming before, let me go ahead and fill you in on a little fun secret. 90% of the time, when something goes wrong, it's something stupid. Oh, look, we're working now. Oh, goody. We wouldn't want to miss out on that. Okay, let's go ahead and encode this again. And then we're going to go ahead and copy it all. Should work. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. I'm really hoping this works, because I really want this to work. I feel like a total idiot. You piece of shoot. HTTP. Okay, so it should work. All right, here we go. Paste. Here we go now. I didn't do anything. Let's go to home. Let's paste it. Boom. Okay, see? So now it's working. There we go. Sorry for the problem, guys. So first of all, in case you missed it, what first happened was I had HTTP : obviously that's not going to work. That was problem number one. Or that was actually problem number two. Problem number one is I forgot to put name in, right? So, as I said, if you send them this link, or you can encode it, right? You send them this link, it will send the cookie over, and all they get is a, oh, that's weird. And most people are going to think, oh, it's broken wrong. So let's go ahead and, there we go. Everything's working now. You already have their cookie. All right, now if you're wondering, why is this always the same one? Well, we stole this cookie, and now we're using it, right? So there you go. That is where reflected cross-site scripting is still a fantastic tool. It is not just a, hey, alert, or some annoying little thing. It can be used to steal session cookies, deface a website, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of options you could use with cross-site scripting. Okay? Now, I wanted to show you guys some other bypassing things just real quick. Might as well just, go ahead and do that. If you've never heard of, there's another web application that we're actually going to use. If you've never heard of, oh, son of a biscuit, Juice Shop from OWASP, I highly recommend you look into it because I love this thing. It is by far the coolest little web application ever. And I mean, all this stuff is from OWASP, guys. So we're going to do bash history. Cool. Okay. I just have to find out what command I have to use to get it started. I just barely installed this yesterday. Took a little while, but we got it, and it was well worth it. Cool. Now, we're going to try to do this kind of a fun way. Let's see, port 3000. Will this work? Will this work? Will this work? Yes! All right, we're going to dismiss this. Fantastic. We got this. All right. So this is OWASP's Juice Shop. Okay, this is a lot of fun. And there's a lot of different things you can do here, but it's basically a challenge thing. We're going to go ahead and blow this up. There we go. So we're going to go to account. And we're going to go ahead and let's log in. And there are a lot of like challenges. I'm going to show you one of them right now. Very basic one that, you know, everybody should be able to get pretty quickly. Log in. Woo! We're not going to save. So you've successfully solved a challenge. Sweet. Okay. And there's another challenge I'm going to show you guys. Scoreboard. Boom. Oh, look at that. And so here's what it basically has. This is awesome. What did I do on the second one? Logging with it. Oh, cool. All right. So this is pretty cool stuff, and it tells you, it's like, you know, some of it gives you a lot of detail. You know, like right here, reflected cross-site scripting. Perform a reflected cross-site scripting attack with iframe, source, JavaScript, alert. You know, so it tells you how to do it. You can also get like, you know, tutorial, things like that. But I wanted to show you one of them. It's bypassing the thing. So we're going to go ahead and log out. Okay, we're going to make a new user. Okay, now there's actually a couple ways where this could be done, but we're going to go ahead and just not a customer. And then we're going to say, what is your email? Cypher@fake.com. What is your password? Password. Repeat your password. No. Passwords do not match. Well, that's going to be a problem. Doubt it. Your eldest sibling. I'm not even going to answer that. We'll see if I can bypass that part also. So right now, this is grayed out, right? And the reason why it's grayed out, if we go to inspect element, there is a event happening where basically you need to have certain things completed before it will allow you to, before it enables it. So right now it's disabled, true. Well, I don't like that. Okay, now it may look like it's not working, but it does work. Now notice I didn't even answer the security question, and my passwords didn't match. But if I were to do Bob, I don't know, Cypher@fake.com and password, login, look at that. Okay, so this is pretty nifty stuff, and I mean, you can do the same. Like over here, it was you know, inspect element. It's currently disabled, right? Where is it? Just okay. Now that doesn't do a whole lot for you right here, because it's like, oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and just log in, invalid email or password. Like there's other validations happening here. Okay, so if I were to do like, you know, just before I did the 1 = 1 like this. Okay, so before it wouldn't let me do anything until I put in a password. Okay, and to kind of prove that point, we're going to go ahead and refresh the page so that way it restores the code the way it's supposed to be. Or 1 = 1. There we go. Okay, and I'm pressing login. It's not working. But if I were to just come back here, lo and behold, it worked. Okay, so I just did, no wait, you can see it, never mind. Oh, okay. So on my second monitor, I had Ubuntu was like literally the front screen, so I thought that was my video session thing. So I thought you guys were looking at Ubuntu the whole time. All right, so anyway, so that is bypassing client-side validations or client-side checks or whatever it is you want to call it. That's all you have to do. All right, you can alter it in Burp Suite. If you want, you can alter it in the source code. All right, basically, if you alter it prior to it going, or after it's done with your browser, or if you alter what your browser inputs, like it all depends on, excuse me, how it's set up. If you alter it though, you're good if they don't validate it also on the server side. Now, why is it that client side checks are done then? Well, there's a few reasons. One is user experience. Okay, if I were to remove the validations on an application that I make, like where it happens right then and there, where it's like, hey, you didn't put your birthday correctly. How annoying would it be if you click submit and then it comes back and tells you, you didn't do it right? Okay, the reason why that happens is because they're checking it on the clients or on the server side. That's fine. But it's inconvenient to you when all of a sudden you have to re-enter in all that information. Okay, that has pissed me off. I don't know how many times I put something in incorrectly, whatever it was, something stupid. I didn't put like 01 for the month. Instead I just put 1. And the web application throws a little tissy fit, but it doesn't do it till after I hit submit, and then it sends back the thing, and it's like it cleared out half of the things, or it cleared out all of it. And I have to re-enter that whole thing all over again. That's annoying, right? That is just straight up stupid. And so you resolve that matter by checking a client side. So that's part of it, is the user experience. But you can have a check on both sides. So have a check client side, and then it's like, all right, perfect. You passed our test. And then it's like, oh, they intercepted it in Burp Suite as an example, and then they altered the information. Then they sent it off to the server. Well, the server comes back and goes, no, I checked this, and you're still wrong. That's the way to do it, all right? But the other reason why it's done is to save resources for the server, right? Because, Facebook, as an example, they have a lot of traffic going through, a whole lot of traffic going through. And when you have that much traffic going through, if you're checking everything server side and you don't have the resources to do it, you're going to have a problem, right? You're going to denial of service yourself, simply by, a bunch of people are submitting in their applications to get into this juice shop, and all of a sudden it's like you have to validate. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you have millions of people doing it, all of a sudden that's a big deal, right? And it doesn't take much to overwhelm some servers. For example, this server, I can break it by simply I'll actually show you. I'm going to break it right now. Python 3. We're going to run scripts. Dir search. I love this thing because it is a beast. So http lab.dvwa.lab, port 3000, and we're going to do user share wordless dirtbuster. Oh boy, dirtbuster. Man, I suck at this. Directory. Okay. 2.3 medium.txt. We're going to go ahead and thread this at, we're going to go beast mode. Bam. This one's E. We're going to do PHP, HTML, text, whatever. None of that matters. All right, we're going to watch the server break. It's going to be fun. Let me see if I can... All right, I'm gonna make this work. I'm going to make it work. All right, so we're going to take this, and we're gonna put this right here. Okay, so that way you can see this part, and I will move it over if I have to. But we're also going to focus right here. I want you to focus on the percentage. Okay, I'm gonna try to blow it up so that way you can see it with no problems. Okay, this thing goes crazy fast. All right, 0.3, 0.4, 0.26. Now it's going to piss me off as if now it doesn't break, but I broke this thing so many times the last time I was doing it. It was fun. Okay, this is just a directory brute force. That's all it's doing. I'm going to move our Ubuntu system back over a little bit just to cover it. Okay, give it a moment. Should break it pretty soon. Give it a moment. I'm going to vape while I wait. I'm going to try to trigger this. All right. Complaint. I have a complaint. Let's see. Support chat. This one's pretty stupid. Coupon. Oh, did I break it? It's not responding. Cipher. Uh-oh, we're not responding now. Okay, if we look here, the percentage has stopped. Oh, no, still going. Man, it's trucking along. It's got it. It's trying. It's trying. What happens if we do it again? This is going to be fun. Boop. And boop. So what I'm trying to do here, guys, is basically eat up its resources and break it. And you can see the errors popping up on this. It is broken. Okay, so what we did was we overwhelmed the server. It was unable to keep up, and it just got a denial of service. Okay, so that's that's part of the reason why you may do client-side checks, because your system doesn't have enough resources to be able to process that. Now, obviously, this was not a processing of information. Well, it was. It wasn't validating information, but I'm simply checking for directories here. Most websites can handle that, but this one is like, oh, nope, I had a heart attack. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to move Kali back to the front here. All right. So, guys, I know we got a little off topic with that part, but I did want to show you how we could break it. And it's fun to break things. So, anyway. All right, guys, that is cross-site scripting. That is, both persistent or stored, rather, and then also reflective. You saw why it could be such a danger. We took over an admin account, and it wasn't all that difficult, right? If you want to practice your web application hacking, I highly recommend not only DVWA, which is a great application, but also Juice Shop. This thing is a lot of fun, and you can maintain your scores on it. So I've actually completed this, but unfortunately, I reset everything every time I make a video for you guys. I want to show it to you from the beginning, and in deleting my cookies, which is how it stores it, I lost my progress, and I do have to restart this before I can pull that up. But anyway, so guys, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I definitely appreciate when you guys throw a like my way and all that. I will try to come up with the next video as quickly as I can, but things have just been a little crazy, prepping for another certification and all that. Work is fun. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video.